girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I'm a beauty consultant, and guys, Danessa has done it again. So we are talking about her blurring balm powder flushed. I cannot wait to get into this demonstration. Oh, I got all the things, all the commentary. You know it, I'm gonna bring it. So let's get into this video, but before we do that, I wanna say thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. You could have been anywhere else, and I so appreciated you spending this little bit of time with me. And if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to click that subscribe button, join the Glam Girl family, because we'd love to have you, and let's get right into this video. Okay. Danessa Myricks. She said, y'all loved my blurring balm powder. Let me give you some color in the same formula. So let's get all of the, preliminaries out of the way. I'll just show you what the packaging looks like. First of all, I love her brown aesthetic. The color and the shade name of the blurring balm powder flushed is going to be right here. And the brand did send me these, so I'm so thankful to her and her team for sending them over to me complimentary. I'm definitely picking up the other 3 shades because I got to have all the things, but we will start with these 3 today. These will be released on February the 7th, so you can purchase them from either Sephora or her website, and they do retail for $25 each. So this is what the packaging of the balm powder flushes look like. I say flushes because I feel like flushes sounds better than flushed is. So they're flushed, but I'm gonna call them flushes. And then it has here with Up to Light technology. These look very, very similar to her blurring balm powders. Here is the shade called Bellini. And then lastly, but definitely not least, we have the shade called Dancing Queen. So she says that these are a buildable soft matte formula that blurs and smooths the cheeks and the lips with all day wear. So these are still formulated with her amazing Up to Light technology. And if you aren't familiar with that, it's in her blurring balm powders, but essentially what it is, it's going to be a Swedish chemical that's going to absorb your oils, but also keep you looking blurred and flawless throughout the day. So it's an amazing technology because it's going to be able to mattify the skin and control the oils that you produce in your skin as you're wearing it. So if you become more oily throughout the day, it's going to mattify your face even more. But let's say you're not producing a ton of oils, it's not gonna make you look flat, matte, and dry. It's going to give you that blurring, refined look to the skin and just keep you looking like my skin, but better. That same technology is in these blushes, or I should say these flushed products. What's great about these is that you can use them on your cheek and your lips, and if you do have textured skin, a ton of pores like right in the cheek area, and you've never been comfortable wearing blush, this is the product for you. So you guys know I love watching her Teach Me Tuesdays, and she got very vulnerable in her Teach Me Tuesday, and she shared about her own experiences with creating makeup products. And she said, even though I've been creating products and I'm a makeup artist, a lot of times I felt like I was creating products that weren't for me because of what people had told her about her skin, her texture, her complexion, and so forth. So she said that she decided that she was going to step out of her comfort zone, challenge her to create a product that she can wear that she's always stayed away from, and that is blush. So this is the product literally for every skin type, for every complexion. Every one of her shades, whether you believe it or not, can work on any complexion type. And what I love that she did was on her website, and you can also see it on Sephora, they have a range of skin tones that have all of these products on. She shows you all of the variations of how to apply them onto your cheeks to get whatever type of look that you want. And we'll talk about some of those techniques today. And she has truly, once again, did it again, creating a product for any body, any complexion, any skin type. And we rarely see this in this industry. And this is why I love her. So let's get into some swatches of these shades, and then I'll talk about what they look like on my face. So first, starting off with Bellini. First of all, if you know anything about our dear Danessa, a little bit goes a long way. Once again, these follow the same protocol, so you don't need a lot. So this is what the shade looks like on the back of my finger. This shade is described as a poppy golden peach. and it is stunning. So beautiful. And what I love about these products is that you can apply them to whatever intensity that you want. So as you can see, we've swatched it here on my arm, but if I wanted to go ahead and sheer it out, you can see that it just blends effortlessly. And I really encourage you to go watch her Teach Me Tuesday. It's on her Instagram page. It was posted on January 31st, just to give you reference, depending on when you're watching this video. And she and one of her team members who also helped to create these products, Stephanie, they swatched them on each other's skin tone. And you can see how the products look on her complexion, fully pigmented and blended out. And they swatched all the shades, and I'm telling you all, they all looked phenomenal on her and her teammate. Like, I really don't have enough words. Okay, let's just keep going. Primadonna is the next shade. Primadonna is going to be described as a vibrant hot pink. So just doing a quick swirl, and then we're going to swatch Primadonna here. Y'all, Primadonna, this is my kind of shade, okay? This is my kind of shade. And once again, just gonna take this shade and blend it out. So if you're someone that is afraid to wear pigmented blushes, like you're like, I either don't wear blush at all, or like I keep it so neutral you can barely see it, do not be afraid of these shades, because as you can see with just these two shades, you can sheer them out to whatever intensity that you're comfortable with. And that's what she wanted to do for everyone. Make colored products that will allow you to wear them the way that you're comfortable wearing them. And then lastly, which I think is like everybody's favorite, Dancing Queen. So Dancing Queen is going to be described as a vivid plum. And she said that her mother, this is a shade that she made with her mother in mind, and her mother was like, this is your perfect shade. And y'all, it just looks so beautiful on her. So once again, taking the shade, shearing it out. And I mean, I'm hoping that you're seeing the blendability of these as well. It is just stunning. Okay, so I'm gonna pull my notes up because I took notes while I was watching Teach Me Tuesday, because you know I need to bring y'all the best of the best. And if you're not gonna watch the Teach Me Tuesday, then I'm responsible for bringing you the information. So just to give you some more description of what these balm powder flushed products look like, think of, and Stephanie said this, and I was like, this is so beautiful. And now playing with them, applying them, I'm like, she's right. So she says that they're a soft velvet finish. Think of a flower petal. So if you look at a flower petal, especially if it's like a rose petal, it doesn't look flat, matte, and dry. Like there's just a natural like velvet finish to the flower petal. Even when you feel the flower petal, it feels like velvety soft and just so refined in the texture. That's how these balm powders feel. And I thought that was a beautiful description of how she described them. So swirling my finger in them gives me the same texture of the balm powders, just the original balm powders, that same balmy kind of velvety finish to the touch. And she said that the best way to apply these, whether you're applying them with your fingers, a brush, or a sponge, is to tap, tap, tap. And I have to agree with her. I took my finger, you've already seen the demo at this point, tapped them on, and I was so impressed by how quickly they blended with my fingers. I am not a finger application type of gal. I love me a brush. I just prefer brushes. I don't like my hands to be dirty. And I found that I actually like the application of these balm powder flushed products with my fingers because they blend it so effortlessly. And then especially with the shade Primadonna. So Primadonna, I went ham. I didn't even give y'all like a diffuse look of Primadonna in the demonstration. I was like, we're just gonna go ham with this, because I knew that was the type of color that I needed all over with all the intensity. And I remember blending it out and I was like, all right, I need a little bit more help. So I went in with my brush that I used to apply my foundation with, and I remember just tapping over the edges because I was like, I want to keep this intensity here, but I want these edges to look blended. And literally the brush just helped me to blend it out effortlessly. And then even when I was applying this combination of what I have on my face, so I have Dancing Queen right up here and then Primadonna here, I just took my finger that didn't have any product on it and then tapped around the edges. Same thing. And I was like, this is so user-friendly, because whether you like to blend with your fingers, a brush, or a sponge, you can get that blend and you can get a diffused look of blush on the cheeks to where it looks like you might have put on different types of blushes to give you like that transitional look, but really you used the same product and just maybe blended it a little bit more around the apples of your cheeks and kept the intensity. Like, I don't have any bronzer on because I said we are doing all of the dimension with these Balm Powder Flushed products. Okay, something else that I wanted to call out with these products, and I like to hold products when I talk about them, so let me just pick up one and hold it. This is also formulated with hyaluronic acid and vegan squalane. So we're gonna have the hydrating benefits of HA in this product, and then we'll have the benefits of vegan squalane, and this is gonna help to support oil production and then also diminish the visible signs of aging. So not only do we have the balm powder technology in this with Upsilite, we're gonna have additional ingredients to hydrate the skin, moisturize the skin, especially around the cheek area where people tend to have more texture, more pores that will, if I could say, a traditional blush might emphasize and not allow you to wear those products comfortably. Something else that I want to point out, now I didn't do it today because I wanted you to see the products, just how they look on the skin in their own natural form. Just to give you a little bit of context, I do have as my base balm powder because we got to have the balm powder friendship all together. So in terms of my overall base, I'm wearing balm powder in the shade 6. And then for my under eyes and T-zone area, balm powder shade 5, okay? So Stephanie, we're talking about these balm powder flush products and their formula, and she said what's great about it is that it will still leave the skin with a nice, beautiful satin, dewy-like finish. And so right now, we're not getting dewy in terms of like glossiness. You can manipulate the texture of these balm powder flushed products to your liking, just like with the regular balm powder. So for me, I'm fine with how this looks today. This looks beautiful. I look mattified, but I don't look flat, matte, and dry. But typically, you all know, I come with the glow. So for instance, if I'm wearing the balm powders, I'll apply my skincare, and then sometimes I'll go in with her beauty oil, because this stuff is amazing. I'll go with her beauty oil, I'll go in with her Yummy Glow Serum, then I'll put the balm powders on, and that gives my skin this like dewy, glowy look. Same type of thing that you can do with these balm powder flushed products. So if I wanted to do this, which I'm gonna do this, not today, just because I didn't want to do the most, but we will be doing the most. But for instance, I could take her Dewy Lip and Cheek palette, right? Or any cream product for that matter, and combine her balm powder flush products with this dewier product. And you know what? Let's actually do this on the back of my hand so we can see it. So this product, because someone asked her in her Teach Me Tuesday, what's the difference between your Dewy Lip and Cheek palette and these balm powder flushed products? And she's like, the Dewy Lip and Cheek palette is just dewy, that's it. And not literally that's it, but you know, this is gonna give you that dewy finish. So let's take this shade here. It's one of my favorite shades. This is in the palette called Do It Flirty. And let's apply this right here, okay? So as you can see, this has more of like that dewy, glossy finish. It definitely is gonna last on the skin all day, but it has a little bit more of like that sticky type of feel. Now, because I want to combine both of these, going in with Bellini, these do not feel sticky or anything like that. And she said, even though these are not going to be waterproof, they are water resistant because of the Upsilite technology, and they're gonna last all day on the skin as well. So if I take Bellini and I start to apply it over this shade from the Dewy Lip and Cheek palette, as you can see, Bellini takes on more of a like dewier like finish to the skin. Now, let me go ahead, swatch Bellini again, and I'm just gonna swatch it right here next to the combination. Hopefully you can see that swatching it by itself, you're gonna get more of that mattified look, but mixing it with a dewier product, it's going to take on more of a dewier finish. Now you can see the difference between the dewy product by itself mixed in with the balm powder flush product and the flush product by itself, that mixing it together, we're kind of toning down the dewiness of this product, but not totally taking away that shine. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It has such an ability to do what you want it to do. Something that I'm also gonna do that I would recommend you try, taking one of these balm powder flushes, mixing it with your favorite liquid highlighter, once again, giving it whatever finish you want it to give, but knowing that it's still gonna do what you want it to do. Refine the pores, make you look flawless, and just give you that flush of color that you want on the cheeks. Something else that they said that I thought was amazing was that their campaign around these Balm Powder Flush products is fearlessly flushed. So they said that a lot of times, you know, with Danessa sharing her own personal experience, she's like, I never wore blush because it was just, it never worked for my skin. But stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something that might be challenging to you, but doing it in a way that you want to do it. So they said they wanted to create products that people would want to wear, wouldn't be afraid to wear it, but then kind of like encourage you to step out of your comfort zone. So that's where that fearlessly flushed phrase goes with, and how they came up with it. Like, for instance, you might look at Primadonna and go, yeah, I would never wear that. But knowing that you can sheer this out, make it look literally flushed on the cheeks, might help you then to go like, well, let me dab a little bit more, step out of my comfort zone, because the product is gonna look amazing on the cheeks. Okay. Danessa said that her favorite shades to wear, it's like, she's like, I've been loving all of these shades. She's like, it's funny because I went from literally wearing no blush at all to now wearing blushes, mixing them together. And she's like, you know, I never thought I would be able to really enjoy blush like I do now. So even though I don't have all of the shades, I did want to go through all of the shades and give you some of her commentary on how she likes to use them. Because if you are someone of a deeper complexion, some of these lighter shades, for instance, this one, this is Bellini, you might look at this shade and go like, I probably won't be able to wear this because I have more of a deeper, richer complexion. Well, I promise you, you can wear it. So she said for the shade called Rosé and Brunch, can't wait to get this one. This one is gonna be described as rosy pink. So Danessa said that for her, she likes to wear it either on her cheeks if she wants to go for a paler blushed look. And she's like, I know sometimes people with deeper complexions like to go for like that paler look. She's like, this is a great shade for that. Or she loves to use it in the center of her lips. So in her Teach Me Tuesday, I think she applied it on the center of her lips. So she had outlined her lips with like a brownish black type of lip liner. She probably mixed her like color fix shades in black and brown together. And then she dabbed that shade in the center of her lips. And she gave the tip of, and I was like, this is such an amazing tip. She was like, look at the center of your lips. And if you find a shade that kind of matches that color of the center of your lips, then you know it's gonna work perfectly for you. So she said Rosé and Brunch is that perfect kind of neutral pinky tone for her inner portion of her lips, because that's kind of the natural tone of her lips. So that's how she's been wearing that shade. And then she said for Primadonna, she was like, this looks amazing on deeper skin. And this was the shade, this shade and Dancing Queen were my absolute favorites against her complexion. So I would say if you're someone who has deeper skin, a deeper, richer skin tone, and you're like, okay, Chelsea, I ain't going for Bellini or any of those lighter tones, these looked so stunning against her skin when she wore them and swatched them fully pigmented, and even when she blended them out, like they looked amazing. I can't remember what shade she actually put on her cheeks in the demo. I should have took note of it. But when she was done, I was like, Danessa, honey, you are serving the face. So completely beautiful on her. Both of those, she was like literally just looked so rich and pigmented on deeper complexion. But look, I'm not leaving out those with lighter complexions at all. She said Dancing Queen, Primadonna, do not feel like you cannot wear these shades. So there was a creator that she said was talking about these Balm Powder Flush products, I think on TikTok, and she said that they were like, look, I consider myself the palest of the palest of the palest. And they loved Dancing Queen on their complexion. And I wanna say that they loved Primadonna. Like they had gotten some of the deeper tones almost as a way to say like, see, she says you can wear them, but you really can't. And they were completely floored that these deeper tones of these Balm Powder Flush products looked amazing on their complexion. So even though, you know, so this is not, like I said, these, especially these shades here, these are not just limited to those with just tan, medium, deeper complexions. Even if you have a very light, fair complexion, once again, because you can just blend them out to whatever intensity you want, any complexion can wear these products. Okay. Jubilee, she says, is a soft terracotta shade, and she felt like this shade is what you could almost kind of like coin as the universal balm powder flesh shade because it looks so stunning on everyone. And I will say, like, seeing this shade, I was like, yeah, I feel like if there was one shade that I was like, if you could only get one shade and you want to take this one shade and put it on every complexion and it looked good in the most universal type of way, this would be the shade. It looked stunning across her team member who has a lighter complexion. And she says that she likes to use this shade as a transitional blush. So she's like, you know, I'm a makeup artist and I love to have a transition of color. So she said this was one of her favorite shades when she wants to transition a color, and I could totally see that. We talked about Bellini and then Golden Hour. Golden Hour is the last shade that I don't have. This one has like a reddish orange color, and Bellini and Golden Hour looked like it's going to be my perfect summer shade. Like, I love me a good orangey based blush. Golden Hour is giving it. Something that I want to kind of reiterate is make sure that when you're applying these that you are tapping them. That's going to be the best way that you're gonna get that soft blurred look across either the cheeks or the lips. So remember, tap, tap, don't swipe while you're blending because that's probably not gonna give you the best look. Something else that I really loved about these Balm Powder Flesh products is that even with you shearing them out, they do not shear out and blend away. And that was something that she actually shown, because she was like, a lot of times with people with deeper complexions, you blend out a product and then it just blends away and you don't see it anymore. Or we've seen that time and time again with cream products across any complexion. You blend it in and you're like, well, that was fun while it lasted. These shear out, but you do not lose that pigmentation at all. And it just shears out to a flush look from a more intense look. Now let's get into these balm powders on the lips, because just like you can apply them on the cheeks, you can apply them on the lips. And that's how she's marketing these products. So as you've seen from the demonstration, I'm showing you each shade applied on my lips in a more flushed type of look. So just take them on my finger, tap, 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 one simple layer. And then I'm showing you an intense version of it. And I love every shade in both ways. Even on the cheeks, I tried to show you all the same way where I was blending it out in a sheer type of way and then packing on the intensity. Oh my gosh, but seeing them on the lips, it's like I got a whole different color on the lips. So as you can see from the demonstration, each one of these shades looks beautiful, however you want to apply them, more sheer or more rich. So this last combination that you see on the lips, I did exactly what was on my cheeks. So I took Dancing Queen is up here and then Primadonna is right here. So I outlined my lips with Dancing Queen and then I put Primadonna in the middle. And let me tell you, this right here is a whole lip, okay? It's a whole lip and I love, love, love it. And something else that she said, she noticed from people who were sharing their experiences with these Balm Powder Flesh products, and I'm actually having to agree with them, because of the Upslight technology, the blurring technology that's in these Balm Powder Flesh products, your lips look so smooth and they kind of look a little more plump because those fine lines and wrinkles are kind of fanned out, which makes your lips look more smooth and a little bit more plump. Like, this is a lip. This is a whole lip, you guys. I love them. My lips do not feel dry at all. Like, literally, they just feel like my lips. If I go about my day, I could easily see myself forgetting that I have these on because of just how smooth they feel. Now, if I wanted to top them with a gloss, because we're gonna go ahead and do that, we can do that. Take this looking from a matte look to a beautiful gloss look. But I love this finish on the skin. One of my favorite formulas of lipsticks is a velvety formula. I love it because it's comfortable, it's matte, it lasts all day. This is exactly how this feels, but like even better because this feels extremely lightweight. And that was something that they pointed out and that I agree. I don't feel anything on my lips. I don't feel anything on my cheeks. Like, this feels like nothing. It is completely weightless on the lips and on the cheeks. And I did that wrong. On the cheeks and on the lips. Because a lot of times I can feel a lip product on my lips, especially if it's like sometimes too dry or, you know, too heavy in its formulation. This literally feels like nothing. Like, literally feels like nothing. So let's get a little bit of a gloss. We're gonna put the gloss over this and we can just see how this looks in a more glossed form. Going in with her Color Fix Glaze. This is just the clear glaze product. And I just thought, let's just pop this joker on the apples of the cheeks too. So look at that. Just tapping that on, hardly any transfer onto my lips. And you would think, because this is a glaze literally just looks like a clear gloss, that I might have had some transfer. No, hardly no transfer at all. And now I have more of a gloss tone to my lips. I also was like, let's just take a little bit of this glaze and pop this onto the cheeks. Why don't we? Okay, so I'm just gonna blend this out because I don't want to do too much. And we'll pop this onto the apples of my cheeks. And now I've got more of this like gloss look to the apples of my cheeks. So once again, you can literally manipulate these Balm Powder Flush products however you want them to be. So one last thing, I really wanted the Balm Powder Flush products to be the star of the show. So I kept my eyes minimal. So what I did was initially, I went in with her Lightworks 4 palette and I went in with this shade right here called Trippy. So I was like, okay, this has like a pinkish hue, a pinkish greenish hue. And I was like, I'll just take a blending brush, a little bit of this shade, blend it out over the eyes. And I'm gonna download the clip of me applying it onto my stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Instagram because we do a lot of great things over there. So I was like, y'all, look at this in action. I put Trippy on and I was like, man, this like greenish, this pinky green shift is kind of taken away from the look that I have on my face. So I was like, I wonder if I could take Primadonna, because I was like, I know DMB products, they might be marketed toward, you know, cheeks and lips, but I could use this joker all over my face. So I took Primadonna, took a blending brush, tapped the excess on the back of my hand, and then started to blend it over Trippy. Y'all, this gave me exactly what I wanted it to do. I felt like now my eyes look a little more uniform with my cheeks, and I just kind of blended the excess into the blush on my cheeks. And y'all, I'm so here for this universal monochromatic-ish type of look. These Balm Powder Flushes are literally like her balm powder. You can use them however you want to. It is literally like this balm powder with color. And that's what they said. They were like, we knew that we wanted to make these, but we wanted to see how everybody felt about the original balm powders. And as soon as we realized everyone loved them, we were like, yes, we're giving y'all color. So you can use these all over the face. 100% recommend these. I think everybody should pick up at least one. You just need to try it. Just give it a try. I promise. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if I had to pick a shade, just of the 3 shades that I have today, I think like Primadonna and Dancing Queen are just coming in at the same. If I literally had to choose one, I'd probably go with Primadonna, because this just, oh, I love this type of pink and I love how intense it is. But like Dancing Queen, like when I saw her swatching these, I was like, I'm getting Dancing Queen. I don't care if I can't get any other shades, because you don't see this type of shade all the time. And I feel like this is one of those shades that looks more intimidating in the pan, but then you put it on your face and you're like, I didn't know it could do all of that. So, I mean, I think I just like these the same. Like, but Bellini, don't sleep on Bellini. Like, I love that one just the same. So it's really hard for me to pick them because they're all so beautiful just in and of themselves. So let me know your thoughts down below. I think I have exhausted and given you every bit of information I could remember and gather about what her team and she have said about these Balm Powder Flush products. Let me know your thoughts down below. Remember, you can pick these up on February the 7th. So I'm definitely gonna remind you of those when that launch comes about. But let me know what you think. Are you interested in these? Do you think you'll get them? How do you think they look on the face and on the cheeks? Like, give me all the commentary. Whether it's positive or negative, I wanna hear all of it. So thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to this channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing, joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.